Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. What's good, everybody doing out there, man? We made it back in. It's Friday, man. What's going on with everybody? Good morning, good night, good afternoon to all my listeners all across the world, man. Wherever you may be at in the world. Appreciate you guys, man, joining me back here for Talk Pro Wrestling, man. It's going to be another great episode, for real. Wherever you listen to me at this Friday, whether it's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and the Spotify, wrap-ups came out last week. Appreciate everyone who listens on Spotify, man. But if you listen also on watch on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yes, like it, leave a comment, and do all that great stuff. And don't forget to follow the 1130 Podcast on all social media platforms. But you guys, man, before we get into the show, man, for everyone who's been following me, for everyone who does follow me, know that this week, man, it's been a busy week. And earlier this week on Monday, as I say, don't forget to follow the 1130 Podcast on all social media platforms, man. On Monday, it was a crazy, crazy day, man. Got hacked, man. Instagram got hacked. So I need everyone, man, who follow me on Instagram, follow the new 1130 Podcast IG page at the _1130 Podcast. It's only one 1130 Podcast, man, on Instagram, man. Block the other one and report it. And follow my new Instagram page at the _1130 Podcast, man. Now that's out the way, man, we're going to get into a bunch of stuff to talk about, man. All wrestling, man, for real. Before we do, shout out my guest who was on last week, man, as I return here for Talk Pro Wrestling, Arthur MacArthur, independent pro wrestler. Appreciate you, my guy. And man, to take a little short break. It was Thanksgiving a couple of weeks ago, and I hope everyone is enjoying the holidays, and my birthday was up. So hey, man, I'm back here. I'm here on Talk Pro Wrestling. I got a guest this week, man. I had one, but my guest actually he had something to come up. So, but I've been doing this going on 2 years actually, and coming in 2 weeks? 2 weeks. December 19th is the 2-year anniversary of the 1130 Podcast. So I want to thank everybody, man, for real, for supporting the 1130 Podcast, and also who will support the 1130 Podcast Talk Pro Wrestling. We have 5.3 thousand downloads. But you guys, man, let's get into the show. Enough of all that, man. For real, we got a lot of wrestling to get into. We're going to cover some NWA, man, some MLW, AEW, of course, what's going on in WWE, man. Everything. All wrestling, you guys hear this week on the podcast, man. And I know, first and foremost, I want to start off and saying, man, I know a lot of people out there, man, you guys, as far as wrestling, fans, man, everyone indulge into what they indulge in, whether it's independent wrestling, whether it's the WWE, or whatever it is, man. I want everyone at this period of time where wrestling is sort of at its, I want to say height at its height, but I mean, it's what a time to be a pro wrestling fan. Whether you're watching wrestling on TV or whether you're watching independent wrestling, which I feel like independent wrestling right now is really taking off, man. Really, really taking off. But I want to say, man, because I'm in so many wrestling groups, man, on Facebook, and follow a lot of wrestling podcasters. And shout out to my guys, the Commission, Blackheart, and Warren Marlowe. I was on my guy Off the Top Ropes podcast this week. Check them out, man, on YouTube, Off the Top Ropes podcast. And, we were just, chatting about, people who just, whatever you like, man, just like it. You don't have to, talk bad about someone else just because they don't watch AEW, or you don't have to bash a person just because they still love WWE. Now, everybody love what they love. Now, like I said, independent is really doing their thing right now for a lot of guys, man. Hey, go support independent pro wrestling, man. I take the time out each and every week here on the podcast and bring a lot of independent pro wrestlers here on the podcast. And, independent pro wrestling, man, they got Merlin Championship Wrestling here, close by here in DC, though. But I haven't been to one of the independent wrestling shows, which I need to, but the only thing that's probably holding me back is, a lot of these venues are, especially at these independent shows, are not, some of them are not wheelchair accessible and stuff like that. And also living here in DC, they don't do any independent shows sort of here in DC. They do a lot of them in Maryland. And I don't, I catch Metro Access, so I don't know if it, take you all the way that far into, Maryland or whatnot though. But yo, man, enjoy whatever wrestling you're gonna enjoy. Like I said, man, it don't matter whether it's WWE, even though, a lot of creative decisions that's going on right now with them, it's not so great. But hey, another conversation that was had on Off the Top Ropes podcast with my guy Shiz was just like, WWE has been around so long. And it's like, man, if you mention WWE, everybody is going to know that WWE, WWF, they're going to know that. You feel me? And I think with WWE been around so long, it had brainwashed a lot of us, to not even turn on any other wrestling promotion, and I think that's why another reason why AEW has took off the way it's taken off, because, WWE was the only place, the only shop in town, the only circus in town. So then when you get, this new toy, man, AEW, man, yo, we're going to go to it. It got, it's better. So, man, like I said, bro, everyone enjoy what they going to enjoy, because I feel like all of it is great, man. Impact is coming, back around doing some amazing things. NWA, man, like I haven't really got into NWA a whole lot lately, but especially before the pandemic, man, it was really taking off, especially when a lot of guys like LA Knight was there, and Ricky Starks and Eddie Kingston and so on and so on. But yo, man, what a time to be alive. What a time to be a wrestling fan, man, and to be alive, man. So everyone, I hope they enjoying the holiday season, man. It's Friday, you guys. Yesterday, man, news went around. Jeff Hardy, man. Jeff Hardy, former now WWE superstar, man, has been released, man. It was over the last week or so that WWE, that Jeff Hardy was seen leaving a WWE event. It was mid-match. He was in the match. I believe it was a 6-man tag team match. I'm not quite too sure. I'll get back with you on that. But everybody, I'm pretty sure everyone saw it. He left mid-match, and I believe Drew McIntyre replaced him. Like I said, not 100% sure, but seems like Jeff Hardy may be going through, something once again, with everything, he battling and stuff like that. He's, former alcoholic and stuff like that. And, man, just drug addict, man. We just wish the best for Jeff, man. Really wish the best for him. The current run that he was just doing, I remember I had a guy on the podcast, Big Smash, over at Bet the House. And Warren Marlowe was in the comments, man, talking about how Jeff Hardy was a jobber and stuff. So I kind of want to know what my man Bet the House, Big Smash, thinks about, Jeff Hardy leaving. I mean, we all know Jeff Hardy's, past, man, him dealing with, alcohol and drugs and stuff like that. And we don't know. I mean, even, seeing Jeff Hardy in WWE lately, and some of his matches he did look sluggish and look like he was, maybe dealing with something. But, man, I really don't know, for him to leave, the ring in the match as he did, and for, WWE to replace Jeff Hardy with someone, it seems, something like it was real, real serious. And also they released him. So, yo, man, I wish the best, man, for Jeff Hardy. His brother is in Ring of Honor. Excuse me, not Ring of Honor. I mean, both of them were in Ring of Honor. But his brother right now is in AEW, Big Money Matt, doing his thing. I just, like I said, I wish the best for Jeff. Go get therapy, get help, and come back strong, man. I was chatting with Blackheart and was like, yo, man, I was really interested in seeing this Jeff Hardy Roman Reigns thing. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one. Hey, maybe. But yeah, Jeff Hardy spoken on, things that he would like to accomplish. I mean, let's be honest, Jeff Hardy didn't really have that long to go, in, wrestling in general. I mean, he was going to have a, nice little run, and that'll be it. But hey, man, kudos to Jeff Hardy, man, and I wish him the best, man. So it's no longer with the company, man. No longer with the company. Speaking about no longer with the company, you guys, and it's all up in the air. Johnny Gargano, yes, Johnny Gargano performed this past Sunday at NXT War Games. It was a nice event, really, really nice event. But it was Johnny Gargano's, I'm assuming Johnny Gargano's last show. Now, after, the promo that was pulled after War Games, and he, had everyone, man, tune in this Tuesday. Tune in this Tuesday, see what I got to say and everything like that. Obviously, it was a trick magnet for ratings because, NXT, man, it's really, really low on them ratings, man, since the whole new revamp and new NXT 2.0. But Johnny Gargano announced that he's going to be a father in February, and a lot of people may be speculating that, of course, with the photos and, with Triple H and Shawn Michaels and also Tommaso Ciampa and Kyle O'Reilly out there celebrating with Johnny Gargano after NXT. Real big speculations that Johnny Gargano also, may be leaving the company and, probably going over to AEW. I don't think everyone who leaves WWE should go to AEW. And I believe Kyle O'Reilly may be leaving soon, too, also. But, I would love to see Kyle O'Reilly in MLW, man. Like MLW or, just something, I don't know. Like, I think, with AEW, it's getting oversaturated. I hope I said that right. It's getting too much of former WWE guys. And I understand it. You change the channel and it's on TNT and on prime time and, you see a Bryan Danielson or you see a CM Punk, you would, what is this? But hey, man, we'll see what the future holds, man, for Johnny Gargano. I wish the best for him and Candice LeRae, and hopefully he comes back to NXT. But we all know, man, NXT is never, it haven't been the same. I don't know if it will ever be the same, but it haven't been the same since the whole 2.0 takeover with the new talent, Braun Breaker, Von Wagner, all those guys, and nothing against them, man. They great. I was just learning a couple of weeks ago that Braun Breaker was, I think, Rick Steiner's son or nephew, whatever like that. But, man, it's cool, man. It's really cool, but I miss the black and gold and, and the takeovers is not really, special no more. When they went to the takeovers, they were in the venues, they would go to the Barclays or they would go to, certain venues, for these big takeover matches. And now these takeovers just seem like another NXT. But you guys, man, we can move on here, man, on the podcast, man. Kudos to Johnny and Candice LeRae and NXT, man, for real. But we can move on here on the podcast. NWA, you guys, man, oh man, I spoke about it just a few moments ago and how, man, and I spoke about it here on Talk Pro Wrestling a lot of times, how, man, oh man, I've been missing NWA, and I got back into some NWA, and I'm loving it. NWA Hard Times 2 took place, you guys, this past weekend, and we saw the arrival, you guys, of Darius Lockhart, man. And boy, oh boy, was the promo on fire. It was on fire, man. I loved every bit of it. It's I didn't obviously grow up in the 80s or the 70s watching NWA, but I love the format and just how it's just, the promos, all the promos take place in front of the audience and just no backstage stuff. It's just old school, and I really love it. And another thing that took place at Hard Times, man, Matt Cardona, man, like he is all over the place. He is all over the place. He in GCW, he in Impact Wrestling, he in NWA. Like, bro, like my man made all that money. He made all that money from being in WWE as a mid-carder. Now, speaking as mid-carder, man, do you guys agree what Moose said on Impact a couple of weeks ago? He's mid-Cardona. He ain't, Matt Cardona. He's mid-Cardona. And I gotta agree. Like, I don't see Matt Cardona as a world heavyweight champion. Now, kudos to him winning the GCW championship and being the toughest, guy on the indies or doing whatever. Like, kudos to that, man. That's great because he's breaking down a ceiling, a wall, because it was always this wall and this ceiling of what Zack Ryder basically could do, He was Mr. Woo 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 and, doing the whole Z-True Long Island series or whatever the case, but hey, man, he's going after stuff and he's doing every bit of it because you can't wrestle for too long, if you wrestle for WWE for 10, 15 years, you've seen a lot of anniversary shows, you've seen a lot of special shows where you get these old timers and old timers, Hall of Famers coming back, man, and they barely can walk and they barely can do anything and they barely can play with their kids and, they barely could do anything, I think that's why, like, Roman Reigns right now, like, he's already hinting that, yo, man, Once I get this match with The Rock, it's a wrap. You feel me? It's a wrap. And WWE needs to be taking this opportunity to build up a star, build up the next guy, because boy, oh boy, because they ain't got nobody but Roman. But yo, man, back to Matt Cardona, or NWA. But I appreciate what they doing over there. The whole card was lit. Everything was dope, man. But them two things right there stood out to me, and I was just like, yo, I got some respect on Matt Cardona name, so I will put some respect on him, and I got some respect on him too. But I definitely can't wait to see more Darius, man, and see what he do in NWA, man. Definitely. Definitely. NLW, you guys. MLW, I've been doing some catch up. And my guy Blackheart spoiled it a couple of weeks ago. Alex Kane becoming the new MLW open weight champion. But just me getting caught up, man. I'm loving what they're doing with Alex Kane and also Calvin Tankman. So, yo, man, I want to see them throw down, man. Can't wait to see them throw down. And also, man, MLW last night, man, just catching up on everything. 51-50, taking on Los Parks. And the street fight, in the Philadelphia street fight, that was crazy. And Enzo, man, Enzo got me, man. I was like, hold up, man, I got to check this out. Enzo had a great matchup, man. And obviously, the World Heavyweight Champion, on the show as well, man. But I'm definitely loving what MLW was doing, man. And I would love to see Kyle O'Reilly, there, man. And they also got this free agent open, little, jump going on where, guys and, girls maybe can come in and go out and, I'm loving it, man. This is the door. What do they call it? The forbidden door. The forbidden door is wide open, man, in wrestling, man. For real. I love it. But you guys, man, we're going to move on here on the podcast, man. Yo, AEW this past week, man, was live from Long Island, New York, man. And it was a pretty interesting dynamite, to say the least, man. It was, they were in the hometown of MJF, man. And, man, the fans were buzzing. They were on their feet, man. And I'm like, really? Everybody going to really cheer for this low-life, scum, scum of the earth, he's better than you, and it, though. Like, they're really going for it, though. But, I mean, like, come on, man. He's the hometown guy, though. But I loved it how CM Punk came out, and he got all the heat and boo. Like, I'm so ready for heel CM Punk. And I know a lot of people have been ready for heel CM Punk. I've been seeing my man Warren Marlowe and my guy Sir Wilkins from the Java Tears podcast talk about, CM Punk, and just, like, either washed up or we just need to see the heel CM Punk that we saw a long time ago. Now, will we see that? Is that just gone and just will never return? The time will tell. But, the rivalry that him, CM Punk and MJF is doing, I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. I was like, hold up, wait a minute, MJF not going to say nothing on the microphone. And it, it wasn't, he didn't need to say anything. He was in his hometown. What he was going to call his hometown all idiots and shit like that. I mean, hey, it's been done before, but I mean, I loved it. Him winning the Diamond, Battle Royal along with Dante Martin. And they will go on next week, you guys, when winter is coming, and they will face a one-on-one to determine who will be the Diamond Ring winner, you guys, in that old aftermatch, scuffle between Ricky Starks and MJF. Had me like, okay, MJF really about to go save, Dante Martin, and they both just jumped on Dante, man. Like, man, that was beautiful. That was beautiful, man. I was like, come on, you gonna ruin MJF if you really turn him babyface right here, just even for the night. No, you're gonna ruin it. But yo, AEW, man, they doing their thing. Jade Cargill, you guys, man. Oh man. She deleted her Twitter, man, because wrestling fans, bro, they grimy, bro. Wrestling fans are grimy, they cruel, bro. Like, come on, why we can't put no respect on Jade Cargill's name? I mean, whether she may be ready or not for this huge opportunity that she's going to have against Ruby Soho, that's to become. But I mean, like, come on, man. Like, these women, in the wrestling business, like a Bianca Belair, like a Jade Cargill, black women wrestlers, and not only just black women wrestlers, the statue of Bianca and a Jade Cargill, as they are, real buff and strong. And why we can't respect these women and let these women go on and accomplish a lot of stuff, in the wrestling world besides putting them down and saying they less of, or, oh, they look like a man or something like that. Like, well, come on. I mean, like I'm not even going to even dive into that part. Like, come on. People need to put some respect on Jade Cargill. And I mean, whether she went against Ruby Soho or not, which I don't think so. I mean, hey, come on, man. Come on. Taz's son makes his debut tonight, you guys, on AEW Rampage. So we're going to see where that goes, man. Winner is coming this Wednesday, and Daniel Bryan takes on Hangman Adam Page for the AEW Championship. So, yeah, a lot of people say, man, it's a little too soon, but hey, like I said, I'm enjoying it. The politics, man. Like, I remember when I was a little kid, man, I just enjoyed wrestling, Like, I really didn't start to get into sort of the dirt sheets and on, behind the scenes sort of stuff until I maybe 17, 18 years old, So it was a whole 8 years went by before I even realized what wrestling really was. At the time I started watching it though, but I remember just watching it, man, and just being surprised and just enjoying it for what it was, instead of, everyone maybe, critiquing it and just, oh man, it's too early to do this, or just let the shit play out. Just let it play out, man. And I think it's going to come together. Some people say AEW don't tell stories. I think they do. They just milk their stories in a longer way. Now, some, obviously, with the fans going in one direction and creative going in another direction, that's that. We all seen, cards subject to change. But I mean, like, let shit play out. Speaking of let shit play out, the Vince McMahon and Austin Theory, and I'm patiently waiting and letting this play out. I'm a fan of Austin Theory. He's new. He's the green chipper, blue chipper. And of course he's green, and he seems to be the new project or prodigy of Vince McMahon. Everybody dubbing him the new Randy Orton or whatnot. But he came out and attacked Finn Balor on Raw to impress Mr. McMahon. So I'm giving it a chance, man. I'm seeing where it goes. But it seems like this man he's a little out of touch, man. He's just a little out of touch with the promos, man. He was just, you watch something from 2007 versus to now, he just seems though he's just, I don't know, but man. But while we on the WWE, you guys, man, in Monday Night Raw, man, everybody, like I said, man, I remember times where just didn't have to worry about nothing. You just enjoyed wrestling, right? Yeah, man, like the Miz and Edge promo, and the CM Punk MJF promo. Everybody's comparing the promo. Oh man, which one was better? Who said this? Blah, 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 blah. Look at it. One promo was full of WWE references. So it seems though one promo was like throwing shots at him, but I wouldn't say necessarily throwing shots, because you got a guy, CM Punk, who wrestled in WWE for a long time, and he left WWE and he was gone for 7 years. So, I mean, all the talk and, buzz and surrounding CM Punk was, oh, he wasn't happy there. Oh, the staff treated him wrongly there. Creative this, creative that, royalties, WrestleMania main events, all this other stuff. So it was like, hey, it was sort of need to stay there. Now, come on. Now, we all know, even when I first tuned into AEW, I was like, this MJF reminds me nothing but the Miz. All the way. I mean, MJF is better on the mic, but I mean, like, he reminds me nothing but the Miz. Before it was an MJF, it was the Miz. Put it like that. I mean, the Miz didn't go that hard. And I think the reason why he didn't go that hard, because of WWE is PG and AEW is specifically TV-14. They could say just about what they want, without going too far. But I mean, Miz has been sort of with the handcuffs on for the majority of his career. So, I mean, like, I think both promos were great. One promo was, the one on AEW between Punk and MJF went on for about 20 minutes. I haven't seen a promo like that in a while. Not only that it went 20 minutes, but I mean, like, I loved it. I thought it was, great, but I mean, like, they could have went without a lot of WWE references. But Miz and Edge, man, I thought that was a great promo, regardless of people say it was scripted or whatever like that. I mean, come on, it's in the WWE. We know it's scripted, like, but Edge part obviously saying what he said. I thought all of it was great, man. Like, let's like you said, let's enjoy wrestling. So Miz and Edge are going to take on each other at day one. Yes, January 1st in Atlanta, man, for real. Oh man, Big E versus KO. I hope we done with this whole Big E KO thing right now because, we done with Kevin Owens losing, man. I don't know what's up with Kevin Owens. Is he going to AEW? Is he just going to chill for a minute? I don't know what's up because I'm tired of him losing. Man, I remember when he came in and he was just this badass, taking down John Cena, knocking down doors. He never won. I mean, he became Universal Champion with the assist of Triple H. But even when Raw was in Houston, a couple of weeks ago, he still didn't make that mark there. It just seems like Kevin Owens just been hanging around. He just never give up. But I'm here, but I'm not really doing much. But I don't know. I really don't, man. I really don't. And Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch, that was the main event of this past week on Monday Night Raw. I kind of, maybe it was just me. I kind of thought Liv was going to win. They did the whole small video package where they interviewed her mom, and her mom was just talking about, man, yeah, that's all she knew when she was, since a little kid is wrestling and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, okay. Now I don't know if this is part of a WWE Chronicles special or whatever like that, but hey, I thought they was gonna, do that. But nonetheless, they told the story that Liv ain't ready yet. Even though even though Becky had the ropes. But nonetheless, though, speaking of Bianca, though, man, Bianca trying to get back on track, man. But I'm loving what Bianca, the Street Profits are doing, man. They was on Hot 97, and that was dope, man. Saying what they saying, man, and giving black representation, man, especially nowadays in WWE, man. There's a whole lot of black wrestlers and black champions more than ever, any time ever in wrestling right now. So that's what's up. Definitely digging that, man. Definitely digging that. But you guys, man, AJ and Omos, man. Hey, now it seems like the frictions has, come in between them two, Omos like, man, I ain't taking your shit no more, man, for real. I'm curious and I'm interested in this, and seeing how they're gonna break this up. Obviously, they probably gonna do a matchup between them two. I don't know how that's going to go, but I really want to see how Omos, goes on, on his own, by himself, and, conquer whatever he's going to conquer, in the business, man. We need a really big guy. They released Braun Strowman. We don't really have no really big guys. So, hey, man, we're going to see where that goes, man. Monday Night Raw wasn't that bad this week. Wasn't that bad, man. All the other times, man, you just can't sit through that. But it wasn't that bad. Speaking of that bad, it's like, no, man. We're gonna move on, you guys, man, here on the podcast. WWE, man, they launched Next in Line, man, where they just been going out, getting a lot of college prospects from men and women who play college football, whether they, basketball, track, and all that stuff like that. And they're going to be recruiting them to become WWE superstars. They will recruit those guys as well as actors and models, and they would no longer be reaching out to independent pro wrestlers. So that's the conversation I had last week with my guy, Arthur MacArthur. The goal for everyone, man, who's listening, independent pro wrestler, everyone who is inspired to be a pro wrestler is no longer be like, man, I want to be there when I grow up. I'm not saying, don't go after what you want or don't believe in what you want or, because you can achieve whatever it is. And you believe that one day you're going to work for WWE or, compete there, then that's the dream that you got. It's meant, whatever's meant for you is meant for you. But I'm just saying, for everyone, man, just build your brand up, build your character up, man, and just, have fun. Just have fun, man. Like, work hard, man, and to be big on your own, man, for real. Not how WWE is, man. But you guys, maybe we're gonna move on here on Talk Pro Wrestling. SmackDown is tonight, man. And you seen SmackDown last week. If you haven't, Brock Lesnar is back. The suspension has been lifted. I was quite entertained with his whole Sami Zayn and Brock Lesnar segment, so to say, opening up the show. Because we all know with these old timers not old timers, but part timer wrestlers, such as like The Rock or a Triple H or a Brock Lesnar, they only work with the top guy. So, for seeing Brock Lesnar stick around, even though he was just working with Sammy, I would like to see him go around and work with other guys. It would be dope. Have, different matches and say, you know what, Brock, man, like Sami Zayn could have a matchup with Brock Lesnar leading up to, day one. I mean, come on. I mean, Sami Zayn, his argument could be, look at you, you rushed me into this title match that I didn't, I wasn't prepared for or whatever. Like, I don't know, man. Like, just to have some fun, man. Just to see Brock Lesnar mix it up with other guys and not just the same old top guys, Come on, I think other guys can get the rub too, and I think that's where it kind of like fall flatted a little bit when a lot of old timers come back. They only work with the top guys, and that's good for them, and rightfully so, because like The Rock, he's not about to come back and work with Cedric Alexander, or he's not about to come back and work with someone small. He's going to come back and work with someone on the top level, like a Roman Reigns or et cetera, et cetera. But like, I just, I wish these guys, could work with, other guys, man, and just give them that rub so they can, become stars, when these guys go back off to Hollywood. So, but yeah, man, that's that, man. For real, Xia Li will make her debut tonight on SmackDown. We're gonna see where that goes, man. Just everything, man. Like, hey, man, like I said, man, wrestling is dope. I wish everyone a happy weekend, you guys, man. Impact Wrestling was off the chain last night, after my man W. Morrissey had to get his payback on Moose. Like you ain't about to keep using me, but I'm loving with everything, man. Like Digital Media Championship, I'm loving everything, man. All wrestling, man, is great. So enjoy it, man. Don't let no one tell you that, oh, this wrestling is better than the other one, man. If you like New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Pro Wrestling, whatever it is, enjoy it, watch it, love it, man. And just, yeah, man, for real, respect wrestling, and don't be an idiot and try to jump the barricade and get in, in the ring, like, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Like, I've been chilling out, like last week, I had Arthur MacArthur and then give too much reviews on wrestling, but that was really crazy, man. Like, bro, come on. WTF, man. I have a WTF moment every week on my main podcast, and that was actually one of them last week. But yeah, man, him jumping the barricade and, him, saying he did it. And not only that, he got scammed. So, like, and he thought it was the real Seth Rollins. Like, man, that's crazy. That is crazy, man. But you guys, man, this has been a fun episode. As always, man, I'm about to get back into some NWA, catch up on that too before the new episode come out, because, man, I'll tell you, I was binge watching them jumps like it was a show on Netflix, man. Like, it was good. It was really is, man. It's just a really good time to be alive, man. Watch all the wrestling you can, man. For real. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend, man, and stay safe and stay blessed, man. I'm out of here. Yo, I want to send a special shout out to my guy, JoJo Willie, man, from the Say Word podcast. I appreciate you, my guy, man, for everything. Yo, shout out to Blackheart, Shiz, Warren Marlowe, the Jabba Tiz podcast, the Dirty Hills podcast. Appreciate you guys, Clock Street Wrestling, everybody, man. They got your wrestling podcasts. Man, yo, keep pushing at it, man. And once again, man, yo, follow the new 1130 podcast IG page at @the_1130 podcast. I'm the only 1130 podcast on IG anyway, so go follow it. And yeah, for real, man, I'm out of here once again. Man, enjoy you guys' weekend. But before I go, man, you know what time it is. Don't forget to follow the 1130 Podcast on all social media platforms. Like the 1130 Podcast on Facebook. Follow the 1130 Podcast on Twitter, you guys, at the 1130 Podcast. And once again, follow the 1130 Podcast on Instagram at _1130 Podcast. Yes, man, for real. And an all new episode of the 1130 Podcast streaming this Wednesday on EB Radio and YouTube. So make sure you be there, for real. Make sure you be there. And also, if you'd like to be a guest here on the podcast, email me. That's the1130podcast at gmail.com, or just DM me on social media so we can work, man, for real. Yes. Oh, man, for real. Hey, man, y'all, before I get on out of here, when Seth Rollins popped up on Monday Night Raw this Monday, and he had that wild-ass suit on as he do every week, I was like, man, I hope he ain't just trying to, I hope he ain't just wear that suit because it's Monday. He must have wore that suit because he lost the bet to Kane. For real. He like, if Kane had a suit attire, that would have been it right there. That would have been it right there, man. For real. But yo, man, this has been fun as always here on the 1130 Podcast. Talk pro wrestling, man, each and every Friday. Yo, man, leave a 5-star rating and a review on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you tell a friend about the 1130 Podcast. And yo, subscribe to the 1130 Podcast on YouTube, man, for real. Yo, stay safe, stay blessed, man. I'll see you guys next week here on the podcast, and enjoy your holidays. Yo, it's your man Dre, a.k.a. Dre on Wheels, and I'm out.
You already know, man, you tuning in to 1130 Podcast. Mm-hmm. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Dude, that's my job. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Yeah. And you have been Dirty Hills approved.